Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. There's a lot of buzz swirling around the NFL right now, and it's not just the usual offseason chatter. No, this time it's about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC North, and more specifically, give the Chicago Bears a serious boost on their quest to bring another Super Bowl trophy to Soldier Field. And I'm talking about the possibility of the Bears trading for Sauce Gardner, the Jets' young superstar cornerback. It's a wild rumor, but one that's gaining traction, especially considering the Jets' current cap situation and their urgent need to clear some space, particularly after injuries on the offensive line and their ongoing quest to extend Aaron Rodgers. Now, let's break down what's fueling this speculation. The Jets are reportedly pressed against the cap, with only around $4 million in space, and they're eyeing extensions for Rodgers, which makes them potentially motivated sellers at the trade deadline, coming up on November 4th. The idea is that they might be willing to part with Sauce Gardner, who's just entering his prime at 25 and already establishing himself as one of the league's top cornerbacks. The Jets could be looking for draft capital, specifically a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027, in exchange for Gardner. The motivation: relief from their cap crunch, especially after allowing 40 sacks in 2025, which has made it clear they need to bolster their offensive line and free up some financial flexibility. Now, if we look at the broader NFL landscape, there's precedent for these kinds of moves. Remember Patrick Surtain's trade back in 2025. That deal helped stabilize defenses and resulted in over 13 interceptions that season. Gardner, already an All-Pro at just 25, is a defensive force. He's ranked among the top 100 players in the league for 2025 and boasts an elite coverage grade of 88. 9 from PFF this year, top 2 among cornerbacks nationally. His stats are eye-popping: 6 interceptions, an average of just 0. 50 yards per coverage snap, meaning he's rarely beaten deep. An interception rate of 10.1%, which is second best in the league, and targets he's allowed are just 48, with only 5 explosive plays, or about 1% of his targets. His career coverage grade sits at an impressive 87. 9, including 7 interceptions in 2023, with an EPA per target of -0.30, indicating how disruptive he is for opposing offenses. His completion percentage allowed is just over 50%, and he's accumulated 14 passes defensed, ranking him among the top 3 at his position. But it's not just about the stats. Gardner suffered a shoulder injury in Week 4, causing him to miss a game, but overall his impact remains undeniable. Comparisons to Jalen Ramsey have been made, especially considering Gardner's ability to shut down top receivers. He's been graded 2.5 points higher than Ramsey when covering elite wideouts. And in viral highlight reels, he's already making a name for himself with pick sixes and clutch plays. Now, what does this mean for the Jets and their current struggles? They're sitting at 4-5, and their defense has been leaking points, allowing around 24 points per game. They've also got some key players, like Breece Hall, on hefty contracts, $24 million cap hit, and their secondary has been inconsistent since injuries to Reed and others. Bringing in Gardner would be a game-changer, giving them a shutdown corner to help turn things around. The trade would free up approximately $11 million in cap space, a significant boost for their offseason moves and draft strategy. Their focus is clearly on building a young, talented roster to protect Rodgers and compete in the playoffs, with a pass rush grade of 81. 2 that needs bolstering. But let's shift gears a little and look at what this could do for the Bears. Chicago's secondary has been a work in progress, especially with Gordon on injured reserve and Stevenson limited. Adding Gardner would be a massive upgrade. Imagine him lining up across from the likes of DJ Moore and helping to tighten up a defense that's been in flux. Statistically, the Bears could see an increase of around 12 interceptions projected for next season, and a reduction of 21% in aerial yards allowed, meaning fewer big plays against them. That's huge for a team looking to take the next step and contend for the playoffs. With Gardner's ability to neutralize deep passes, the Bears, overall EPA per defensive play could jump to around 34, giving them a more balanced and aggressive secondary. This would also have a positive ripple effect on the front seven, which has already shown flashes of brilliance with 21 sacks this season. And it's not just about the immediate impact. The addition of a player like Gardner could be a catalyst for the Bears' entire defense, boosting their turnover numbers and creating more scoring opportunities. Think about how Patrick Surtain's move to Denver in 2025 helped turn their defense into a force, with plus 11% in win rate. Gardner's presence could do the same, transforming the Bears' secondary from a relative weakness into a strength, and elevating the entire team's chances of making a deep playoff run. The odds for the Super Bowl are already moving, jumping from plus 1,000 to plus 650, which shows the betting community is starting to recognize the potential of this team. If they can add a player of Gardner's caliber, it could be the missing piece that pushes them over the edge, especially considering the division rivals like the Vikings and Lions are also improving. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade isn't just about adding a star. It's about changing the narrative for the Bears, building a defense that can hold up against the best, and giving Justin Fields a stronger supporting cast. It's about making a statement that Chicago is serious about competing at the highest level, and not just rebuilding, but transforming into a real contender. Of course, there's skepticism around the Jets' side. Trading away a young, proven talent like Gardner is a bold move, but with their current cap situation and roster needs, it might be their best shot at clearing the decks and retooling for the future. In the end, this trade could be a turning point, a defining moment for both teams involved. For the Bears, it's a chance to grab one of the league's best young cornerbacks, bolstering their secondary and elevating their entire defense. For the Jets, it's a move to free up cap space and focus on their offensive rebuild, especially protecting Rodgers and developing their young talent. But for us fans, the real story is how this potential deal could shape the NFC North and the path to the Super Bowl. It's about seizing opportunities, making bold moves, and showing the league that Chicago is back in the game, ready to compete and bring home that Lombardi trophy once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think the Bears should go all in for Sauce Gardner? Would you give up a couple of future picks to bring in a shutdown corner who could transform your defense? Or are you skeptical about trading such a valuable young player? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means so much to us and to the Bears as a team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. The offseason is heating up, and with moves like these, the NFC North is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Let's keep the passion alive, Bears fans, because better days are ahead, and the road to another Super Bowl is right there, just waiting for us to seize it.